Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, get ready to leave me a comment and hit the like button when you get to the end of this video. So, Lord of the Rings on MTGO is nearly upon us, and after the Tom Bombadil deck tech I did the other week, I've been inspired again, and I'm guessing you already know what you're here for today. It is obviously Aragorn the Uniter. Sorry about the graphic here, it's not the best one in the world, but it's the best one I could do at the moment. It is a legendary human noble for red, green, white and blue, and it has four very nice triggered abilities. I think they are, well, on casting anyway. Whenever you cast a white spell, get a 1/1 human soldier creature token. Whenever you cast a blue spell, scry 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, deals 3 damage to target opponent. And whenever you cast a green spell, a creature you control, target creature gets +4/+4 until the end of turn. Oh wow. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm doing with this. Well, there's only really one thing you can do with Aragorn, and that is to go down, let's see if we can fit the Fellowship in. And this is what the deck looks like. Apologies in advance, because I'm on MTGO, because it's not on Command. It's not on... Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's on MTG Goldfish, because they're not available on MTGO yet, so bear with me for this one. Here we go. Now, I've got to say, tabletop cost at the moment is purely due to the additional cards I've put in, and the MTGO cost at 28.8 tickets is probably going to be higher than that when we get there. But what I've tried to do is include the Fellowship, and then include some of the key items that turn up, and then some spells to help us get there. So, Aragorn's obviously here, as you know. Then we've got Frodo Baggins. It's picked up random pictures, but yeah. When Frodo or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, the ring tempts you. And we all know what the ring does by now. And as long as Frodo is your ring bearer, it must be blocked if able. So then we've got Merry, the Esquire of Rodan. Comes in, has first strike as long as it's equipped. It's got haste. And whenever you attack with Merry and another legendary creature, draw a card. Pippin's up next, Vigilance and Ward. And tapping it, another target creature you control gains protection from the card type of your choice until the end of turn. Samwise Gamgee is here. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token and then sacrifice 3 foods. Return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Arwen, Mortal Queen, enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. Well, she would, wouldn't she, realistically? And then you can remove the indestructible counter. Another target counter creature gains indestructible until the end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter and lifelink counter on that creature, and the same on Arwen. Had to have Bilbo as the retired burglar. Enters or leaves the battlefield, you get tempted. And then whenever it deals combat damage, you get to a player, you get a treasure token. Boromir's here. Vigilance, whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana is spent to cast it, counter it, so that's quite nice. And sacrifice Boromir, Warden of the Tower. Creatures you control gain indestructible, and you get to have the ring tempt you again. Gladriel of Lothlorien, sorry. 3/3. When the ring tempts you, you can choose a creature other than Galadriel of Lothlorien as the ring bearer, scry 3. And whenever you scry, you may reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it into battlefield tapped. Nice. Helps us with our ramp. Gimli's here. Sorry about the artwork is picked up. I didn't pick on the artwork. Has indestructible as long as 2 or more creatures died under your control this turn. And whenever another creature you control dies, you get to put a +1/+1. If it's the third time it's resolved, you get to fight a creature. At which point, Gimli's indestructible. So, we'll do some serious damage. We had the Dwarven Emissary as well, because I want some treasure tokens, and since virtually all the creatures are legendary, it made sense to have this here. The Healing Iorth of the Healing House. I'm going to get tongue-tied on these, sorry. Is here because I want to untap my 2 other legendary creatures. Legolas had to be here. I went with the Master Archer version. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, put a +1/+1 counter on Legolas. We haven't really got any to do that, but I just wanted this one in here. Because whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you don't control, Legolas deals damage equal to its power up to 1 target creature. Not the best version of Legolas, but what I have tried to do with this deck, which I should have said at the start, is keep it to the cards in the base set. Hence why we've got this Legolas here. Theoden, King of Rohan's here. Whenever Theoden or another human enters battlefield under your control, you get to give something double strike. Butterbeer, the Bree innkeeper's here, just so we can get some food. Eldron, Master of Healing, is also here. So whenever you scry, put a +1/+1 counter on up to each of X target creatures, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying this way. And whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it becomes a target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Pretty cool. Eamor, Marshal of Rohan's, also here. Whenever one or more other attacking legendary creatures you control die, untap all your creatures, you get another combat step after this one. Erwin, the Fearless Knight, enters the battlefield, exile target creature or opponent controls with greater power. Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colours until the end of turn, which is quite nice if you need to punch through. Faramir, Prince of Ilithine, is also in. At the beginning of your end step, choose an opponent. At the beginning of that player's next end step, you draw a card if they didn't attack you that turn. Otherwise, create 3 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens. So, if they attack you, they give you creatures. If they don't attack you, you get resource. So, pretty cool. Gandalf the Grey. I went with Gandalf the Grey instead of Gandalf the White, just so we're clear, because I'm doing the early part of the adventure. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may choose one that hasn't been chosen. Tap or untap a target permanent, deals 3 damage to each opponent, copy target or instant spell you control, put Gandalf on top of its loner's library. So once you resolve the 4th one, you're going to put Gandalf on top of your library, cast it again next turn, and get all the benefits again. I went with a couple of eagles just to finish it all off. Landrovel, the Horizon's Witness, is here. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack a player, target attacking creature without flying gains fly until the end of turn. And Gwen, the Windlord. This spell costs 2 less to cast as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. Okay, maybe a little bit complicated. Flying and Vigilance, and other birds you control have Vigilance. It's only really these 2, but I just wanted a couple of the eagles in. It's a starting point, this deck. I'm not saying it's great, but it's a starting point. I'll go through Brainstorm, Elven's Farsight, 1 green, scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, draw a card. Ponder, you cannot pass. Destroy target creature that blocked or was blocked by a legendary creature this turn. Rift, Farseek, Friendly Rivalry. Target creature you control and up to 1 other target legendary creature you control. Each deal damage equal to their power to target creature you don't control. Heroic Intervention, Rampant Growth, Sylvan Scrying, 3 Visits, Cultivate, Kadama's Reach, Realms Uncharted. I kind of kept it on theme as much as I could to make sure we had things that might be there, Frodo and Bilbo, when they first went off their adventures, didn't know the realms, so, makes sense. Unbreakable Formation, and then Arwen's Gift. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control 2 or more legendary creatures. You get to scry 2, then draw 2. Not bad for 3 mana, because you're going to have legendary creatures in play. Route, Ranger's Path, Unexpected Results, Flying Crane Technique. You're probably wondering why this is here. I put it in because, as we all know, at the end of the trilogy, the Eagles go and save everyone, and this was my nod to them flying in to save Frodo and name's gone from my head, even though it's up here somewhere, Samwise, from dying to the volcano. And then Blasphemous Act, because we do need a little bit of removal, and this was probably the better one I could think of. Artifacts wise, Mox Tantalite for the ramp, along with Soul Talisman, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone. Glamdring is also in. It's one of the new legendary equipments. Equipped creature has first striking, gets +1/+0 for each instance and sorcery card in your graveyard. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast an instant or sorcery from your hand with mana value X less or equal to the amount of damage without paying its mana cost. But, it's just a nice little bit of equipment. The Horn of the Mark. Whenever 2 or more creatures you control attack, look at the top 5 cards of your library, reveal a creature card, put it in your hand. Everything else goes on the bottom of your library in a random order. The Mirror of Galadriel. 5 tap, scry, then draw. Scry 1, then draw a card. But this ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature we control. We've got 21 legendary creatures in here. This should cost us 0 most of the time. Sting. Got to have Frodo's sword in, haven't you? Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has haste. At the beginning of each combat, untap equipped creature. And equipped creature has first strike as long as it's blocking or blocked by a goblin or an orc. Nice. Andruil, the Flame of the West, is also here. Equipped creature gets +3/+1, and whenever equipped creature attacks, create 2 tap 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. If that creature is legendary, instead create 2 of those tokens that are tapped and attacking. Yeah, okay then. Horn of Gondor gives us some soldiers and gives us another way of getting soldiers equal to the amount of humans we control, which is a few, not many, but there's a few kicking around. Mithril coat, you got to have Frodo's armor in play, haven't you? Flash, indestructible. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to a legendary creature you control, and it gets indestructible. Nice little combat trick there. And obviously, you know, this is a Lord of the Rings deck. You've got to have the One Ring in here somewhere. And you get to tap it, put a bird encounter on it, draw a card, take some damage. In Commander, pretty good payoff. 4 mana, tap, draw a card. Thank you very much. And it's indestructible, which makes it even better because someone's got to exile it. Enchantments, Banishing Lights here just for a little bit more removal, but we've got some new ones. So Flowering of the White Tree, equip legendary creatures you control get +2/+1 and have ward 1, and everything else gets +1/+1. But yeah, all our creatures are going to be getting +2/+1. Shortcut to Mushrooms. Enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you, and at the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Yeah, okay then. Rising of the Day. Creatures you control have haste, and legendary creatures you control get +1/+0. So, yeah, makes our little army of people happier. War of the Last Alliance. Search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand twice for parts 1, part 2, and then part 3. Creatures you control gain double strike until the end of turn, and the ring tempts you. The last one, Tale of Tinuvar. Target creature you control gains indestructible for as long as this is in play. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then the final chapter, up to 2 target creatures you control each gain lifelink until the end of turn. The last bit's a bit weak. The second one's probably the best one, returning the target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. The lands, just your usual selection of multicoloured lands. One card I did put in because I thought it was a bit of fun is the Shire at the bottom. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a legendary creature. Tap it to add green, and then you can pay 1 and a green. Tap an untapped creature you control and create a food token. But that's it. That is my little quick take on Aragorn the Uniter. I'm putting this out now because I want to try and get ahead of it, and so therefore the rest of the videos this week are going to be out of sync a little bit, but it's coming out now. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm not sure if this is the right way to go or not, but I saw it, I was inspired, and I wanted to do a quick video for it, hence why I've been talking to you and you've been watching it. So thanks for watching this. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think should be in the deck. Obviously, there are a lot more creatures we can put in, but I really did want to try and keep it to as much of the Fellowship as I could. And, you know, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment, come and follow me on Twitch. As soon as I can pick all these cards up on mtgo, I will be playing this deck as it stands at the moment. So, hopefully, you'll come and see me over there. Link to my Twitch down below. Come and say hello at some stage. And, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.